Top of the morning to you.
Good morning. Well, I, like everyone else that looked at Eric's video last week, missed the introduction, the beautiful music, formatted perfectly, in and out scenes. But since I was the first, how was I to know? Now he tells me nobody else caught it either, so go back to talking about the car.
Yeah.
Forget that movie stuff.
So, Pops and I were discussing the Packard, and when I get around to doing the Packard, if I'm going to be more professional about the videos instead of just slapping them together and actually spending the time to make them nice and do the video transitions and all that stuff. And so I did partial effort on that one. I wouldn't say I went nuts on the last video, but I put background music in all the spots where we were just grinding and whatever, and video transitions here and there. Nobody noticed. So is it worth it? I don't know. So
C plus.
C plus, yeah, something. Or I have to do like all the popular YouTubers. They have editors that do their videos for them, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they just yap.
Turn it over?
They just yap. Somebody else films it and
Right.
somebody else edits it. But we have to make enough money on the ads to be able to pay people to do that. So
Okay.
we need a big audience for the Packard in order for that to happen. So maybe that's the trick. You just have
Yeah.
to have a big audience. Or, I don't know. Anyway, so we got the what are these things even called? Bumper impact strips.
That's what they call them now?
Impact strips. Front and rear for the bumpers, $200 a pop. And the boxes came pretty mangled. This one's like all creased in the middle. I was thinking they would be pre-bent, but apparently they're not. So we're going to crack these open, see what's inside. I was mentioning before that they're heavy, so there's a bunch of hardware in there, which is
Right.
good.
Good.
But we'll see. We'll crack
Maybe
them
the
open.
hardware's chrome.
Maybe.
Hey, don't forget the paint.
Oh yeah, the paint. So after surveying everything I had, I realized I was lacking some supplies in order to finish things up. So I was out of reducer and out of hardener for my DPLV epoxy. Well, I still have a little bit left, but it's like 3 or 4 years old, and I tend to not trust hardener after that much time. But the big thing was this guy. I was out of toner to make the ruby red color. This is $200 for this little thing. 4 ounces of toner, $200. I need probably a quarter of an ounce at most. Let's see, this makes, what is it, 36 quarts, I think?
Oh, for 2 bumpers, you're gonna need about 1 millimeter.
Yeah, so maybe a quart if we're lucky. Yeah, maybe a little, something like that. So I need like 1/36 of this, whatever that works out to in ounces.
1 or 2 milliliters. What?
So, yeah, eighth of an ounce, something like that. Anyway, $500 for that little thing right there. So, as Pops was just mentioning, bam, $900 gone,
Yeah.
just like that. That's how these things add up real quick when you're buying new parts. Anyway, let's crack this open and see what we got. All right, so this is the story with these things. So, it's a rubber strip with a aluminum spine on it. So you put the carriage bolts through here. There's a nut on there you tighten down to lock it down, I guess. This one's already bent from shipping, not in the right way, but bent. So, just that aluminum piece, we can take that out and straighten it out. So you have to pull this thing out, put the bolts in, put it back together, and bend on your own. So the front one looks a little different. It's got a crease here, a couple other different creases. So it looks like they put the marks. This is where it wraps around the corner there. How well that's going to make a nice turn, I don't know. We'll find out when we get to it, I guess. Seems like that would be kind of look like a low polygon 3D model kind of thing. We'll see. And 2 washers fell out when we opened the front one. So having trouble over there? Beep, 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 beep. Anyway, so those look okay. We'll see how they look when they're on. Did you get your shot?
Yep.
Let's see what the other side looks like. Nice enough, I guess. Already scratched up from just taking it out of the box. Hopefully that'll clean that up a little bit. Yeah, and then so one of them was wrapped in plastic, one of them wasn't. So what can you do? All right. So having said all of that, the job for today is to start doing the body work on the bumpers. see how far we get on that. Get them in epoxy. Thanks for everybody's input on the filler and such. There was a number of people that recommended using the aluminum rod or aluminum welding, which I had actually considered early in the day. It's aluminum weld and all these things you can do, but it looks like there's so little damage to the bumpers that I don't really want to go down that route. Considering I've never done it before and I'll probably screw it up, so I'm going to stick with just the kitty hair. There's just a few places I think we'll need it, but we'll get him out and get to work on it, and maybe Pops will start doing some sandblasting again, because I know how much he loves it.
Yeah, sure. But this year or next year?
Yeah, something. Okay, so these things are in pretty good shape. There's a few rough spots here. I'm thinking what I want to do is just give these a once over with the DA or something, get them, smooth them out as much as we can, clean up the rust, any bad spots on the back side of this one. We didn't clean that one up. And then shoot the inside with epoxy, let it dry for a while, flip them over to the outside with epoxy. And then that'll be a lot easier to see where all the rough spots are. Otherwise you're doing everything by feel here. And then once we have it in epoxy, then we can go through and put some kitty hair in the spots that need it. And then the texture will tell us whether or not we can get away with some, just some surfacer, or whether we need a skim coat of filler or some spray-on polyester, whatever. It's very difficult to get a sense of what shape these are in just by looking at them. So we'll fire up the compressor, get the DA out. I don't know what grit to use on here. We'll figure that out. Maybe 80. I don't know. We'll see. You don't need to go that fast. So you don't have to go that fast.
Oh, okay.
So we went around and did all the ones on the bottom, and then Pops is going and cleaning all the holes out. You knocked the wire off.
Oh no, done now.
So it came with a little wire on there that was keeping it all bundled. Now it's just going to spread out on you.
Yep. Not gonna work.
Now you've done it. Oops.
Got big holes?
Alright, I haven't sprayed anything in like 2 years, so hopefully I remember what I'm doing. This is DP90LV PPG. It's kind of thin. Texture's pretty crappy.
Thick?
What?
Too thin?
No. This doesn't look all that great. Maybe because the acetone didn't clean it as well, I don't know. Can we flip this thing around here? Easier to see what I'm doing. Ah, no, you have to spin it.
Huh?
Spin it, pick it up.
Oh, okay. Better?
Yep. Alright. Not a very good texture. I always have trouble spraying this epoxy, I don't know why. Never likes me. I think this one came out a little better. Yeah, let that dry for a bit, then flip them over and do the other side. Alright, it's been about 20 minutes. Come around the other side now. Looks a little better. I have enough. Definitely helps when you can see what you're doing.
Exactly.
Spraying the inside, I couldn't really see. Is that going to result in a better product? I don't know. You want to take a look, see if I missed anything?
Inside line there.
Pretty chewed up.
Yeah. Certainly see the sand marks and stuff. So. Not bad overall, looks good.
give you an idea, paint went on way better. As I was telling Pops, I can actually see what I'm doing here and see the paint going on, so it went on a lot nicer. But you can see all the little gouges in it from the mechanical stripping, but it's not too bad. Mostly looks pretty good. So I think we'll probably be okay just putting some primer surfacer on it. So I'm going to come out in here later in the week. We've got 7 days of green time on the epoxy, and I'll put like 3 coats of surfacer on there, and hopefully that'll do it. That'll be enough. If not, well, we'll deal with it. It's got, the bumpers have some weird imperfections and things in them, so we've got to be a little careful when we sand them, but I think it'll be okay. So, happy with that?
I am, looks good.
Or it was your idea, we just paint them black too, just leave them black.
I'm still for that. Return to $500 worth of paint.
Yeah, no kidding, right? All right, I think that's going to do it for today. I didn't try to get down in these holes too much. Hopefully I didn't miss much. Not that it really matters. It's like the aluminum's not going to rust.
I think we cleaned them up pretty good.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't know if I got enough paint in there.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. All right. Have a good one.
I will.
See ya. Maybe.
Delicate touch of the Swedish tradesman.
He said the delicate touch of a Swedish tradesman, if you didn't hear that. So, since our last video, the weather's turned shite on us, so we weren't able to come out and do anything else. It was very cold and wet this morning, but it's supposed to get up to like 72 this afternoon, 71. So we're at least going to try and get all these things done. We're just going to rattle can these. And then if it is around 70, then we'll go ahead and spray some kind of filler on the bumpers. Either the feather fill or the PPG primer surfacer. We'll see. All right, so today was the first time I tried running one of these strip discs on an angle grinder. Oh boy, that's crazy. That takes a lot of material off really fast. This guy was just okay, but it helped get into the small areas. But we weren't planning on stripping things, but that stripping disc just takes the paint right off, so why not? So these guys are done. We're going to get them in paint. We have all of this stuff left to do, which is not going to happen today. We're too tired. So we're going to try and get these guys in some rattle can and then get the bumpers out and get them sprayed in the filler stuff, whatever we end up doing.
Just use the hand can, right?
Yeah.
That's about 50 minutes right time, turn them over.
I don't know. Stuff dries pretty fast.
Yeah. How many times you got to do it? Do it twice?
Yeah. So good old Rust-Oleum.
Yeah, good. Just put down some rust.
I think this should be fine, I hope.
Good luck.
So we went over all of this with wax and grease remover.
That looks good.
Yep.
Dries like they were in shape.
As long as I don't put any runs in it. I bought one of those little hand triggers too. I need to see if I can find that.
And it gets your finger after a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, my hand was already shot before I started. I had Mom come out here and do this.
There you go.
She's the
You
queen.
need something other than worrying about surgery.
Yep.
Good idea.
Bring her over next time to paint all the little parts.
There you go. You can sit and talk to Brady. Masters at work.
Oh, my hand's cramping up. Let's see if I can
Why
find
not?
that thing. What?
With stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, why waste time setting everything up for paint?
Yeah, a lot of guys on YouTube use Rust-Oleum for satin black.
Right.
And they put it through the big gun. You can buy it in the quarts and gallons
Right.
or whatever, and they use it. I've never used it very much except for stuff like this. So, but it sure does lay out nice.
Yep.
So we're gonna put 2 coats on and flip them over. All right, here we go with some feather-filled G2.
The time is 1:48.
All right, let's see what we get.
Looks good.
Okay. I think we have enough for 4 coats here.
Well, we had prepped about a quart of that stuff, but I'm having a hard time getting through it. We got 2 coats on, and we haven't even gone through 15 ounces yet. I didn't put the activator in the second 15 ounces, so we're just going to put that back in the can. I did reduce this probably 5-6% with acetone. Could have reduced it a little more, I guess, but it's spraying out nice. The texture is good. It's just hard to get it out in any kind of thickness. So put however much paint's left in the gun on here and call it a day. Well, that was a lot more drama than it should have been. Kept trying to spray that stuff and get it out, and I was trying to get that last bit of that thing, and I finally realized, hey, this stuff's kicking off. That's the problem. And sure enough, opened up the cup, and it was just complete mush in there. And then to make matters worse, I ran out of gun cleaner, so I had to try and clean my gun out with Eastwood Pre and like anything else I could find to try and get all of that stuff caked on in there. So there you go. I can get a close up. I don't know how well that's going to come out. You can see the surface there. Looks pretty good. I don't see any of the little ripples in the surface anymore from the mechanical sanding. Or mechanical stripping, whatever, which hopefully means that this will level out nicely and we won't have to put any more on it. Pops asked why I masked this off. I didn't want any filler on this because it's just going to crack when we tighten things down anyway, and it's behind the thing, you can't see it anyway. You know, left a bit of an edge here, but I don't think that'll matter. We'll just smooth that off. There we go. Oh, that's that. So next time we'll come out and sand these guys and get them ready for paint. If the weather cooperates, if the weather turns to crap on us, then we got to move to something else. Start working on the interior. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.